dangerous potential, hidden power, untapped dominance, Machiavellian psychology, power. Listen carefully, because the most dangerous people in history were never the loudest. They were never the most visible, and they were never the ones begging to be noticed. They were calm, they were restrained, and they carried a level of power so deep even they did not fully understand it at first. If you feel pressure beneath your silence, if people react to you before you speak, if restraint feels harder than action, you are not weak. You are dangerously powerful and still unconscious of it. Stay with me, because once you recognize these signs, you will never return to who you were before. Pause. Before we go deeper, take a moment and make sure you're part of this journey. Subscribe to White Side of Black Coded, because here we don't just talk about success, we decode the silent forces that shape it. Every week I reveal the hidden psychology behind wealth, power, and human behavior, truths most people will never hear in their lifetime. Let's dive in. Sign 1. You intimidate people without trying. This is the first sign, and it is rarely recognized correctly. You enter a room and something shifts. Not noise, not attention, energy. People speak differently around you. Some become cautious, others become hostile without justification. A few feel compelled to assert dominance over you immediately. Not because you challenged them, but because your presence exposed their insecurity. Machiavelli understood this phenomenon clearly. He wrote that true power does not announce itself. It creates pressure simply by existing. Your silence carries weight. Your stillness feels unpredictable. Your restraint suggests control, and control is threatening to those who lack it. So they provoke, they test, they misinterpret you as arrogant, cold, distant, or dangerous, not because you are, but because they cannot read you. Now pause and consider this. How often have people reacted to you emotionally before you gave them any reason? That is not coincidence. That is latent authority, power that has not yet learned how to move. But here is the part most people ignore. Sign 2. Comfort makes you restless. You are not comfort-driven. Safety bores you. Routine dulls you. Predictability drains something essential from you. Even when life is fine, something inside you remains unsatisfied. This is not ingratitude, this is unused capacity. Machiavelli observed that average men seek security, but powerful men seek expansion. Pressure sharpens you, challenge awakens you, responsibility energizes you, and when none of that exists, your power turns inward, into frustration, into impatience, into quiet dissatisfaction that no amount of pleasure can fix. You may ask yourself, why do I feel unsettled when everything is stable? Because stability without purpose feels like containment to a powerful mind. Power unused does not disappear. It becomes destructive, first to the self. Now pause and consider this. Sign 3. You control your emotions better than most. You feel deeply, but you do not spill easily. Anger visits, but you do not explode. Fear appears, but you do not panic. Pressure rises, but you do not collapse. This is not emotional suppression. This is emotional command. Machiavelli warned that the man who cannot govern himself will always be governed by others. You govern yourself instinctively. You think before reacting. You observe before responding. You hold silence longer than most people can tolerate, and that unsettles them, because emotional restraint signals inner authority. But here is the danger. When emotional control exists without direction, it becomes isolation. People cannot read you. They cannot predict you. They project intentions onto you that are not yours. This is why powerful individuals are often misunderstood. Your calm becomes threatening to those ruled by impulse. This is where everything changes. Sign 4. You see through people quickly. You notice patterns others miss. Tone shifts, pauses, micro-contradictions. You understand intention beneath words, motives beneath actions. Not because you are suspicious, because inconsistency irritates your mind. Machiavelli believed that understanding human nature was the foundation of all power. Most people operate on the surface. You operate beneath it, which creates a problem. You grow bored with shallow conversation, impatient with performance, distant from emotional noise. You are not antisocial, you are selective. But perception without strategy becomes burden. Seeing too much without knowing how to act leads to withdrawal. And withdrawal turns power inward, where it becomes self-criticism or cynicism. A blade must be aimed outward or it cuts its owner. Let's go deeper still. Sign 5. You resist weak authority instinctively. You respect competence, you respect mastery, you respect strength, but titles mean nothing to you. You feel resistance when rules lack logic. You question systems silently. You struggle to submit to incompetence, not out of rebellion, because your mind seeks legitimacy. Machiavelli wrote that men obey power only when they believe in its authority. You cannot pretend. You sense inefficiency as danger, poor leadership as threat. This makes you difficult to control and dangerous to weak systems. But hear this clearly. Power that rejects authority before mastering discipline destroys itself. True Machiavellian power learns restraint before confrontation. You do not expose your strength early, you refine it. Now pause and listen carefully. Sign 6. You feel called to more, but cannot name it. This is the most dangerous sign of all. You feel it late at night, in silence, when distractions fade. A sense that your life is meant for something larger. Not fame, not applause. Impact, influence, control over your own destiny. But it is undefined, unformed, still raw. Machiavelli would say this is potential, seeking structure. History is shaped by people who feel this pull and answer it. But many never do. They numb it with comfort, they bury it with distraction, they silence it with fear. And that is how power turns inward, becoming anxiety, bitterness, or self-sabotage. This calling is not random, but power without clarity becomes chaos. So now the question becomes, the Machiavellian warning. Machiavelli never warned against power. He warned against unconscious power. Power without discipline becomes recklessness. Power without wisdom becomes tyranny. Power without restraint invites enemies. Before power is expressed, it must be refined. You must master silence, timing, emotional exposure, reaction. The most dangerous person in the room is not the loudest. It is the one who understands when not to move. Power grows quietly until the moment it is needed. Philosophical resolution. If you recognized yourself in these signs, you are not broken, you are not lost, you are not behind. You are unawakened. And awakening is not aggression, it is clarity, direction, self-command. Remember this, power does not announce itself, it reveals itself only to those disciplined enough to hold it. Stay silent, stay sharp, stay deliberate. And when you act, act with precision. If this message resonated, it is because something inside you is ready. Subscribe to White Side of Black Coded, because once you understand power, you never move blindly again.